First, Merry Christmas, Coach.
Merry Christmas to everybody here. Happy holidays to everybody here.
All right. Coach, first, I know obviously Devin's out tonight, but he's due for a reevaluation. So what came out of that for him?
Yeah, he did a little bit of court work tonight. I would say he's progressing pretty much as we expected. So there's no, true change or update, but a little bit of court work tonight and making good progress.
As far as looking at Denver after the game, talked to a couple of rookies, and they were saying be more aggressive defensive. That's one of the things you stressed. What's the challenge in that when Jokic is manipulating the game with him handling the ball?
Yeah, the great players, they've seen everything. Their teams have probably seen everything. These guys have been together a long time. But I think just a mindset of being aggressive is a good place for us to start. So, regardless of, Jokic and his ability to pass and score and do all the things, I think it's more just about us and having a good mindset tonight.
Hey, Coach, Merry Christmas. Also was saying that he felt like one of the things from the Nuggets game that stood out the most was needing to play harder. Did you feel that way in your assessment of that game?
Yeah, I think it was probably not the one that we want to, we need to be better. We need to play harder. It's something that we kind of hang our hat on. That needs to be our standard, and I don't think any of us met our standard the other night. So you don't ever want to have those.
And then with Ryan, he played 30 minutes. Obviously, you guys were shorthanded, played into that. But when you look at his extended minutes, how did he do in that, and what does he need to continue to show in order to kind of bump those minute totals up a little bit?
Ryan, I think just continuing to take on the challenge of being a great defender, changing the game with his defense. He's just got, the mindset, he's got the length, the athleticism to really change the game on the end of the court. Offensively, continue to be aggressive, but find a way to use his athleticism, his length, to impact the game there too. I think 30 minutes, that's actually a lot for him. I don't know if he's going to get any higher than that, but whatever minutes he gets, he needs to be positive and impactful.
Coach, Merry Christmas. When you look at the third quarter in your history as a coach, what are some of the key attributes that make a team succeed in the third quarter, and what are some of the ones you think need to improve for you guys to get back on track coming out of halftime?
Yeah, I think you got to kind of maintain that defensive mindset, that defensive edge. Get your engine going. Be ready to guard, be ready to take that challenge. Throw a punch on that end. And then offensively similar. You gotta come out ready. Get good looks, take care of the ball. You can't. You just gotta be ready to go. It's certainly a challenge for us.
Hi, Coach.
Hey.
Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, happy Hanukkah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know you turned it off. Nurk obviously started his career with Jokic in Denver when they were kind of the two-headed monster out there. Do you ever pick his brain about how to defend Jokic? He obviously knows him really well personally, but do you pick his brain in terms of how you slow that guy down or defend them as a team?
No, maybe that's something I need to do. I haven't. We talk basketball and things like that, but specifically Jokic and obviously Jokic played well the other night, but I thought Nurk had some possessions and Nurk has an awareness. I think there is an individual kind of knowledge that's helpful for Nurk, and we need that tonight, but. I maybe put it on my list of things to do between now and the start of the game.
We'll do two more.
Mike, when you face some adversity, when you have injuries, when guys are in and out of the lineup and you lose a few, how difficult is it just to kind of keep things positive, whether in practice, in the locker room, that sort of thing?
Yeah, most importantly, our players are great competitors, the coaches are competitors, and it's when you're not getting results, it can be hard, but again, if you hang your hat and you know that you're putting the work in, you're competing at a high level, then that makes it easier to stay positive. So we gotta, continue to make that our focus, to compete at a high level, stay together. Some of the things that we talk about, I think they set you up for dealing with, good times and any kind of adversity that you might hit.
Coach, once again, Merry Christmas. We know how good of a scorer Jokic is, but he's equally as good at setting up those other guys. Christian Brown, Michael Porter. How can you limit him from getting those secondary and tertiary scorers involved? How can you get him, or if I can think, how can you get those guys?
Impossible question with the yet to be discovered answer.
How can you get those guys like Christian Brown and Michael Porter out of a rhythm?
Well, I think transition is an area where some of those other guys that are a big part of their group, get out and thrive. And so if we can take the transition game around away from them, that's always a good place to start. Mixing up looks. You can I guess you talk about mixing up the looks on Jokic. It's the secondary or the thing that happens if you're mixing up your looks on him, then the looks on those guys are different too, and maybe you change the rhythm and how they're feeling. But it's been a definite hard question that the league, I'm not sure, has figured out. All right, thanks guys.
Let's go.